Hello, and it is another installation of, Paint Prints. It's drawing classes, art classes, whatever with me, Mr. Payne. Hey, today we are going to jump right into something that's kind of a basic thing that we use for every type of artwork that we're going to be using, okay? And that is contour drawing. So a contour drawing comes from, I think it's a French word that means like outline, so contour. And we're going to need a few supplies for this because we are going to be making three different drawings. One is regular contour drawing, continuous contour. And the trick with that one is you cannot lift up the pen. And three, a blind contour where you cannot see what you are drawing. It's going to be crazy. So we've got some supplies and we're going to jump right in, starting with contour drawing. So here we go. All right, so here we are in the art studio still, again, whatever. And we've got some very, very nice supplies here. One, I need glasses because I have trouble seeing up close now. Two, we've got some drawing utensils, a few sheets of paper. I've got one sheet of paper for each drawing. And then I also have a very, very expensive art supply. This is my blind for the blind contour. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the first one. So let's talk a little bit as we get ready, because I'm not going to use the pencil or the eraser. We're not going to use these today. We're just going to use pen. And the reason why is because I really want to push myself. If I make a mistake, I make a mistake. It's okay. I'm going to turn that mistake into a masterpiece. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to uncap my pen and make a very nice little pose with my hand. Kind of looking like this. If I could just put my hand here and trace over it and make it perfect, that's what I'm going to try and do with this. So here we go. We're going to start right here, and I'll just pick anywhere on my hand to start. I usually start with the thumb though. So here we go. We're going to start, and I'm just trying to create just a basic outline drawing. I can pick up my pen anytime I want and just kind of see where I'm going with it. If I make a mistake, I'm just like, that's okay. I'm just going to keep going and doing what I can. And this, I try to at times even time myself because sometimes I'm like, I just want to see what I can do in a certain amount of time. It gets me a little stressed, but it also kind of gets my skills up and better. So some people will draw very, very straight line and very, very, consistent. I tend to do the sketchy, scratchy kind of lines. That's just the way I draw. However you draw, that's up to you. I think you'll get just a better feel if you are just kind of going with what you know. See, I'm moving around all over this illustration, this drawing right here, because I'm just trying to see where things are, so I might be able to get a nice feel of my composition. Remember, composition, how and where you place things on the page. I'm kind of feeling this thing out. As I work through, I see that curve right there, so I've got probably right about here. And if my proportions are off a little bit, that's okay. The more you draw, the better you're going to get at it. And keep moving along. The whole thing to do is just stop every now and then and really pay attention. Slow down and really take a look. At the beginning of all my classes, I like to push what's like the 5-minute burn, which is just a 5-minute drawing from life of something like either your hand or maybe something on the table, just something to get kind of a feel for it. So as I go back, I kind of look at a few things that I don't like. I kind of want to make my thumb bigger. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Why can't I, right? It's my drawing. If I make a mistake, that's okay. I'm going to come back and fix things and change things around. I get that privilege. It's my artwork. I will do it the way I want. Sometimes even those extra lines add a little interest and a little playfulness. So now as we continue up, we're going on the second hand. I try to see where these lines here are. And I just kind of keep going from there. Keep moving around, trying to make these a little bigger and trying to get those fingers. Notice how I'm drawing big. A lot of people, when they start drawing, they're like insecure, or they're just like, I don't want anybody to see my drawings. Remember, it's just for you. You could show people if you want, but why not go big? Worst case scenario, you make a mistake, just draw over it like I did there. It's not the end of the world. You know, you are going to be your worst judge. You really are. That's what I tell people, because that's usually what happens. Everybody gets so critical of themselves. So don't worry about it. Try to draw big. Also, gives you a little more chance to fix things. If you're like, hey, that didn't come out right, that's okay. We can go back in and change some stuff. And I'm trying to get the nail. Now I got this little poofy part of my finger. Poof, poof. And then here, can't really see the top, but I can see this finger slapped up right next to it. And there we go, we're coming down, and it looks like my nail is kind of running across this here, so probably starting about here. And come down, and then push around. I think I need to angle that a little bit better here, and that's okay. I can change that up a little bit. Move this out. And then we have just a sliver of the hand right there. You can't really see it in this view, but I can, because I'm actually looking down kind of this way. But I think it's coming out to be kind of a nice little drawing here. It is my hand. And some things I might just miss. The more you draw something and the longer you're drawing it, the more detail you're going to see. And I'm going to stop right there, because that's a nice little drawing of my hand. And you know what? It's kind of looking the same, looking pretty similar. So there we go. That is contour. All right, so now we're going to go right into our next drawing. Contour, just an outline drawing. Sometimes I want to go in and start shading, but don't shade. Don't shade. Let's move that to the side. Let's start with continuous contour. I'm going to do the same pose again. All right, so here we go. Continuous contour. Now I cannot pick up my pen. Once the pen marker goes down, I got to start going. There's no erasing. There's no way to go around it. So usually when I do this, this is primarily what I do for my stuff, is I get really scratchy, really edgy, and I just kind of move my stuff around. And I love that really energetic kind of feel and when I'm drawing. I feel a lot of energy flowing as I'm moving. Come down. And I try to go over lines, but that's just me. I can always slow down and say, nope, I want this to be a little more exact. But the thing is, I keep wanting to pick up my pencil. And you saw me do that a few times. So I've got to stop and I got to go, okay, slow the brain down, pencil right back here. And as I'm going, now I'm like, okay, go back and forth, try to build this line here. Gotta kind of come up. Uh-oh, I don't like where my pen is. It's in a weird spot. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and shoot across this way. I just made a line right there. I don't think that line is on my hand, but you know what? I'm just going to keep going. Keep going, because I'm really focusing now, and I'm like, make sure, don't pick up your pencil, pen, or whatever you're working with. Don't pick it up. Don't do it. Fight that urge. And here we go, and back, and sometimes I do drawings and I'm just like, I'm just not that happy with it. And that's okay. The whole act of drawing is just to recreate something, and just recreate and redraw and keep going and practice and practice and practice. I know one of my trainings in the Navy, they had us go in to one of these buildings and we were looking for something. And then as soon as we came out, we just walked through. As soon as we came out, they were like, okay, draw the inside. What did the inside of the building look like? And I was like, I don't know, it looked like a building. And I was thinking, well, yeah, how many exits were there? It's kind of an attention to detail thing, you know? Some of you, when you're playing video games, you'll actually see that. You'll actually kind of realize what's going on. Okay, back here again. And now I'm gonna have to keep working on this drawing right here. Now, if you're using a marker, something that bleeds a lot, like when I'm sitting in one spot, you might get this really big ball of ink or something. I think those are kind of neat. You know, some of you might be thinking, I don't like that. It's bleeding through my paper. Hope it's not bleeding on anything that's really nice below it. But for me, I kind of like that look. I really like just the constant movement, the feel of everything. You know, it's almost like it's electrified. I keep going down, come down. I kind of push my pinky down just a little bit more. Come back up. Coming over. Boom. See, and even here, you can kind of shade a little bit with just a little bit of this line work. Like, I still don't like that. That came out weird looking. So let's go back in. Let's go back in and make some of these. You can go back over the same lines over and over again. And that's okay. I'm going to stop right here. Bam. That looks like some hand and some fingers. I had some weird stuff. And at the beginning, I started picking up my pen and I was like, I got to stop. I got to think. Continuous contour. I guess I could put my hand down. Continuous, contour. One line. Now, if you pick up the pen, just try to put it right back, all right? The whole point is you're just trying to keep it as one thing. All right. Big thing going on right here for blind contour. Spare no expense in this art supply. This is actually off a cardboard box. I got a little hole in there, so now I'm going to put my pen in there just enough so I really can't see my hand. Or not my hand, the drawing. I don't want to see what I'm drawing. So once I put this here, I might look and go, okay, I see how big my paper is. I kind of have an idea. I've done the hand gesture already, so I kind of know where to go with it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to avoid looking at it. Every now and then, I'm going to look away, and I'm going to pull my pencil or pen to the side so that way you guys can see just how weird it's going to go, okay? It's going to get really off. So here I go. 1, 2, 3, and starting at the bottom, I'm going to start right here, right there. Here we go. Like I said, I cannot see what exactly my paper looks like. So I'm kind of guessing where my stuff is. It's kind of hard. I'm going to pull to the side. I don't know if you guys can see. I don't know if you can see anything. Hopefully you guys aren't laughing too much, but that's okay. I laugh too. Come up, and I come back up a little higher. And then boom. And I'm just really focusing on that finger right there. So I have no idea what's going on. Some of this is you've just got to be really focused in where you're going. This is where the continuous contour starts training you, training your eye to go. And sometimes it goes really off. It's like trying to tell somebody how to draw something. And you can't see what they're drawing. You're like, no, draw a thicker line, a thinner line. And the blind contour, a lot of times I tend to draw way too fast because I'm so excited and energized to move around. Like I know I'm trying to do that middle part right there where my finger is, but I have no idea what's going on. I'm showing, hopefully it's showing on the screen. That way you guys can see all the weirdness that's happening. And I have no idea where back up here I'm thinking, and back to those two fingers. Come down to maybe where the wrist is. And stop. Wow. Wow, it's semi-derpy, but that's okay. BLIND contour. Look at the insanity. In some places, I did really good. And in some places, I kind of lost where my focus was, where my track was, and I'm like, that's okay. That's why we do it. So we started with contour. Have a nice little contour there. Looks pretty good. I messed up a little few places, but I'm like, I don't care. I'm just going to keep drawing over it. Then I did continuous. Right. First, I started getting really scratchy, and then I forgot what I was doing. And I was like, no. Go back. Just put the pen, marker, whatever you're using down on the paper and don't lift it up. move across. If you go over here, you can still see what you're doing and go, okay, boom, come then down like this. Or I might just go, you know, straight across. Or I could go back all the way around and keep building, keep building. But again, it's a pretty good, I think it's a pretty good drawing. I like the hand. And then finally, blind contour. That is where I'm just using my eye holding on the hand and trying to go from there. I cannot see the paper. I have no idea where I'm going. I'm trying so hard to train my eye to see where the final image is. So as I'm working on this, I can see that my hand is something that I'm slowly trying to draw, okay? And as I'm working through that, it jumps around, okay? Some people are, I've had students in the past that are incredibly good at this. They get total control of their hand and their eye. And, you know, everybody's different. So these are just 3 different ways to play around with drawing. So let's just keep pushing ourselves. And hey, like I always say, let's get creative.